Hello everyone! Today I'll be sharing this healthy banana bread recipe that I tried out. Now this is actually not my recipe. It comes from cookieandkate.com and I will put the website link for the recipe in my description box down below. This was my first attempt at making banana bread from scratch, so let's see how it turned out. Here were the ingredients that I used: chocolate chips, all-purpose flour, grapeseed oil, honey, 2 ripe bananas, ground cinnamon, eggs, almond milk, baking powder, and salt. I didn't follow the recipe 100% since I didn't have all the ingredients on hand, but I did try to follow the instructions for the most part. I preheated the oven to 325 degrees. Next, I added the grapeseed oil and honey together in my mixing bowl and whisked those 2 ingredients together. I actually microwaved the honey for 15 seconds before combining it with the oil, since it was fairly solid at first. Then I added 2 eggs and mixed it together. Then I put in 2 bananas. I mashed the bananas into my batter with the fork. And then again I used my whisk to mix it all in together, and here's the batter at this point. I then added 3 teaspoons of baking powder. The original recipe actually calls for 1 teaspoon of baking soda, but I didn't have it on hand, so I substituted 3 times the amount of baking powder instead. And then I added half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of cinnamon into my mixture and mixed it in together. The original recipe calls for vanilla extract, but I didn't have it, so we're just gonna ignore that. And then at this point, I realized I forgot to add the almond milk with the other wet ingredients, so I poured the milk in at this point and mixed it all together. I then added in the all-purpose flour. The original recipe called for 100% whole wheat flour, so that's actually probably a healthier option, but this is what I used. And then of course I mixed it all together with the batter. And last but certainly not least, I added in a 1/4 cup of chocolate chips. On the website it said to add in a 1/2 cup of optional mix-ins such as the chocolate chips, but I only did a 1/4 cup because I was trying to be healthy. And then next I greased my 9 by 5-inch loaf pan and then added the batter. And then here is that final batter before I put it in the oven. And then once it's in the oven, I let it bake for 55 minutes at 325 degrees. And here was the final banana bread. And it actually turned out pretty good. I really liked the recipe. It was simple and didn't require too many weird ingredients. So again, I'll put that Cookie and Kate website link in my description box, and I will definitely be making this again in the future.